Great. The benefit of being present in the session is that if you say you're going to miss the session because you don't feel like whatever, you might not get to see the session again because life is full of interruptions. So we are going to get started and fire away. I'm going to put my video off so that you can focus on the screen and not on me. Great. Let's focus on what we want to explain. Several years ago when we started trading, let's just use an example of let's say the rand and the dollar. And we use advanced mode. Now the screen is taking a while. And let's say we take it 1-day graph, and we were back in the year 2022. So in 2022, we looked at the markets and we said, okay, where are the lows and where are the highs we want to see on, just generally speaking, for US dollar to rand. Now, the word tether is just the tethering. It's not the real US dollar, but it's kind of linked to the US dollar. So when you look at the price here, this price is slightly higher than the real US dollar price on, if you had to go and Google dollar to rand. The reason being is that we are buying dollars from the guys who are making them. The dollars aren't a South African product. So we are paying at least 2 to 5% more for our dollars than we should be paying. That's just a fact. So even Bitcoin, we're paying higher. If you manufactured Bitcoin, or if you mine Bitcoin in South Africa, you would get it cheaper because you mined it over here. So this is not the point of the exercise. It just pops into my mind when I start explaining things. So when somebody says to me, "Oh, but the US dollar is actually 17 Rand 40 or something," let's have a quick look what it is. Let's say this is Google US dollar USD to ZAR, and we'll see the price. Stacking. Okay, give me a second, folks. I need to just go and sort something out quickly. All right, so I'm going to try and sort the internet problem out, but we'll get back to that now. So we wanted to see where the price is moving all the time. So if we are a medium to long-term trader, how about being less biased? They say, okay, I see the price is going to the top where it's 17 Rand 13. Maybe I should sell there and then buy back in the dip again. And you could do that. But that's just a one-sided thinking. So we saw the price didn't go all the way up to that price, and it came down again. So you would have lost out on that trade over there. You would have, let's get this full screen so we can see what's going on here. It didn't go back to that level there. It missed the price. So having been biased, knowing that prices could have gone there, you could have maybe put it slightly lower. But because you said it's going to go there, it didn't. All right. But what we're going to do is we're just going to carry on watching what's going on. So let's just want to get this. Oh, there's nothing there. So then it goes down again, and you say, okay, I'm going to buy it down here because that's the last place it went down. So these are the last two places it went down. So it must be on that line where I must buy 14 Rand 78. Let's see if it goes to 14 Rand 78. Oh, there it went. So if I now waited from the 5th of, sorry, the 10th of May, and then I sold it on that line on the 8th of July. Now, for traders, 5th of May to 8th of July is a rather long time to wait. You don't want to wait so long. If you've got a medium long-term strategy, that's okay because then your orders would have gone through. So there your order goes through. If you didn't sell it lower, because often traders are so biased, they went and bought the coins here, they wanted to sell it there, it started dropping, and they sold it, waiting for it to go to this level again. It never went there, and then they've lost out on a trade going back up again. So being biased is just not the way to go. So the price went through, but then it came down and then went up and up and up. So if you were just buying there, selling there, buying there, selling there, then you would have missed out because you might have not wanted to buy back again. And then the price went higher. Let's see the percentage, it went higher than the line. Probably a good 16%. Then it dropped again and went up and went down. So as a trader, you are pretty, I think the dollar is going to do that. I think the dollar is going to do that. That is just like, okay, I'm going to buy a second-hand car for 20,000 Rand. I'm going to see what it needs to be fixed. I'm going to spend let's say 10,000, 8,000 Rand in fixing it up, maybe polishing it again. And then I'm going to sell it for 35. So at least I make 7,000 Rand out of it. That's how a lot of traders think. I want to buy one thing and sell it at a higher price. It's going to take time to get to that higher price, and I'm willing to wait. So traders end up focusing on the one-way direction the markets are going to go. Now, I can tell you now that a typical example. During the winter, you can't sell fans. Yeah. During the summer, you can't sell heaters. But during the summer, you can buy heaters, and during the winter, you can buy cheap fans. So in the summer, you can buy cheap heaters, and the winter, you can buy cheap fans. But you don't want to buy, like at the end of the winter, right now, as the weather's warming up, you don't want to start buying jerseys now to resell because jerseys aren't going to sell well. That's the logic of what I'm trying to tell you. I'm using a physical thing so that you understand that there's certain trends, as we spoke about the moon phases and the equinox and the phases of the moon. All of that has an effect on how people buy. So the more information you have, the better. So instead of me just buying, so if I just buy one car and then I sell the car, I sell it for 35, and then the next thing is I buy a 30,000 Rand car to sell it, to fix it for 5,000, to sell it at 40,000 Rand. And so eventually I'm buying 100,000 Rand car, 120,000 Rand car, 150,000. I'm only got one vehicle. I'm upscaling all the time with one trade. So I'm preparing you for the reason why we are going to do multiple trades in the future. Instead of buying one car for 20,000 and selling it for 35 after spending some money on it, I want to use that money that I get, the 35, to find two cars, one for 20 and one for 15. Now I've got two vehicles. Why have rather have two vehicles than just one vehicle? Well, it's not for you to drive in, but it's to give you more opportunities and more options. So after selling two vehicles, after two, three deals later, I've got three vehicles. After another few deals, I've got four vehicles. Eventually, I'm renting a floor or a piece of land or somebody's front yard. So I've got 10 or 12 vehicles. This is where trading gets exciting because what the guy is doing that's selling cars, he's trading. All of us, when we sell something, we trade. When we buy something, we are trading. So if I have a shop, I open a corner shop, I don't want to just have one 2 liter Coke on the shelf. Yes, I might start off with one 2 liter Coke, sell it, and then run down to the wholesale and buy another one until I can afford to buy two, three, four, five, because my shop, if I'm only selling one 2 liter Coke, my shop been open all day. Once it's sold, it's sold. Then I have to go and buy back cheaper again. So tonight, the purpose of tonight is to find how many trades can I do. Whereas Forex traders will not teach you or teach multiple trades, we do. And the secrets, I'm going to tell you a little secret now. If you do multiple trades, then you don't need to spend much time in front of the screen watching the markets. This is the beauty of trading multiple trades, because once you've placed several orders, and the beauty of this whole trading game is that you've placed the trade, it's on the market, and the market doesn't spit it out. It stays there until the price goes to your price and it's in itself. Now let's see what happened to this market. So we see the market is going up back to that previous high. So let's say, for instance, I know that this price has gone up to 20 Rand in 2020. Wasn't that the lockdown year? And then it went to there, and now I know that it can go down to 17 Rand, 12, or even 14 Rand 6 cents. But I know that if I had to wait for it to from 14 Rand to 20 Rand, it took how long? It took from June 2021 to May 31. It took just short of 2 years to get there. So if you said, okay, I'm going to buy it at 14 Rand, I'm going to sell it at 20 Rand, guess what? You wait 2 years and you get your money back. Now, all investors would think that's a great return on investment. Buying at 14 Rand, selling it at 20 Rand is almost a 50% increase or feedback. Yeah, 42% return. If it went right up to 20 Rand 17, you've got to get a little bit more. So an investor making 42% in 2 years, I think that's great. But most of the people I teach to trade aren't investors. Some are. Some will take some of their money and put it in long term and will go and place the next sell orders at 25, 30 Rand, because the Rand will go to 30 Rand, 40 Rand, and higher. There's a pattern that is busy following, and there's a pattern that the government is busy following that's guaranteeing the success of the decrease in the rand. So we need to not have rands in the bank so much. We need to have dollars, and we can increase our rands by buying dollars. That's a benefit. So if you know something is negative, you can take advantage of that sale. So now the price goes up and down, up and down. Now it's in this trading region between 17 Rand, 13. Let's see if it goes all the way down to 17 Rand. It hits the 20 Rand again and again, and then boom, somebody went and sold all the way to 12 Rand. That was a huge dump. The real stock market wouldn't have done that. This is an altcoin trader that made a lot of money in one day. He bought at 11 Rand 97 and could sell the very next day 50% higher than what he bought for. So there's plenty of opportunities in the market. But now we see that this little trading range is actually a nice trading range. See, it's still going in between this with a not as low as 17 Rand 13, but a general 17 Rand 59. So how do we go from here? If I was trading on this particular market, I would then want to buy enough at this trading range. So I would even go as low as that. Don't think it will happen by the end of the year. It could when somebody dumps like we saw the previous. But I want to be placing trades, buy orders in this region. How many trades? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can decide how regular. So if I've got 10,000 Rand and I haven't got any money in the market, then I'll go at the current price and I'll buy 5,000 Rands worth of US dollars and start placing multiple sell orders. So $5,000 is about, 5,000 Rand is about divided by 20 gives you a dollar value. So whatever amount of dollars I get, I'm just going to stack in orders going higher and higher. And now I've made, let's say, 5 orders of 1,000 Rand each, 1,000 Rand each, and I've taken 5,000 Rands and I've placed the higher orders. Why do I do that? Because I want to have regular trades. I want to make money regularly. So in my first trade, I make 2.78%. My second trade, 5.8, and 9, and 12, 13, and more. The orders that are going to go through the quickest are obviously the ones that are closest. Now, when we do our market research, we put our indicators on like we've done with all the trades. We will figure out that the price is going to go up and down. My traders that are making lots of money in the market know that and believe that. So if you ask any of my traders, what's US dollar going to do to tomorrow? They're going to say it's going to go up and down. How are your and my moods from month to month, day to day? The same answer. Maybe some of you are very stable, you don't have moods, or you just got one mood, you're just moody. We got multiple moods, but it means you as an individual are up and down. So the markets will go up and down. And if I anticipate that working for a boss, a person that I'm going to do business with, and the boss is going to be sitting in my office with me and he's going to be watching me. It's going to be an up and down day. He's going to say good things to me. He's going to say not so good things to me. He's going to tell me my work is not good or that's not good. And he's going to tell me, oh, that's fantastic. Well done. So we are always anticipating ups and downs. The markets are going to go down. We are looking at a nice drop in the markets right now for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrencies in general. And then we're going to see ups again. But some of the ups, the Bitcoin last 3 years of bullish markets and 1 year of bearish markets. Bullish means it's going up, the bull. Bearish means it's going down, the bear. So I'm going to give you an example on a different screen now of something I drew up for you today. This market, I figured out Polkadot. I put on a 1-day graph because 1-day graph you can project further into the future. So my tribe and signals group, they get the updates from me. I show them this is the range where it's moving. It's moving into a triangle, a wedge, and it's going to go up and down. It's getting tighter into that wedge. In other words, in the next day or three, we're going to see it either drop all the way to 7% or even 20% or more, even all the way down to 53 Rand a coin. As well as in the next 14 days, it could go all the way up to 90 Rand. So this is a trader's ideal opportunity to get into the market because of this pinch that's going on. The general trader, the general trading mindset is I want to buy there and then I want to sell there. Or I want to buy there, I think it's going to go there, so I'm going to make 21%. I'm just going to wait until it gets there. End of story. I'm not going to worry any further. But the multiple trade trader says, hang on, if I have to, how long do I have to wait for it to get there? It could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be not at all. So if I'm biased and I think it's just going to go there, then I might have to wait. And what am I going to do in the meantime? So I'm closing my shop until I get my high price. I do this all the time with people. I help them sell their things. And what happens is I go to somebody's garage and they've got 20 items they want to sell. I take photos and I've got now 20 trades. I've got 20 trades and we discuss the prices on all those items and I end up selling probably 14 to 16 of those items within the first 2 weeks. After that, the last 4 to 6 items I struggle to sell. Could be wrong season. It could be high price. Generally, it's just the price is too high and the person is playing hard ass because they want the higher price. They're still holding on to the item and they don't want to sell it at a lower price. We all have that problem for different things. So then it takes me 2 months to sell the last 4 to 6 things. So when we're doing multiple trades, we must understand that the higher our price, the longer it's going to take for that order to go through. But if I keep my price in the close range, let's say it goes to 6% at 79 Rand, and then it decides it's going to come down first, and I've got multiple orders, so that's exactly what I want to do with this trade. I want to buy all the way down. I want to buy at 72 Rand, 70 Rand, 68, 66. I just want to split up my orders. And then I want to buy some at the current price and I want to split the sell orders up. So if the price does go to 76, 78, and then it starts coming down, I've had 2 sell orders going through. Now I'm just using an example from 70, I buy it 75, but then I sell 76, 78, 80, 82, 84. Just an example. You can go every one. You can go every 1.5. You decide how regularly you're going to place your sell orders as well as your buy orders. As long as you always know that your minimum sell order is not less than 1.2% from where you bought. Because 1% on 100 Rand, you've only made 1 Rand. But if you had 1% on 1,000 Rand, you make 10 Rand. If you made 1% on 10,000 Rand, you make 100 Rand. So generally what we want to do is we want to make bigger amounts as the price goes higher. So we see in one day, the price did go up 6.66%. So it is possible for Polkadot. It's not possible for on a daily basis for US dollars to do this. But for cryptocurrency like Dogecoin and Tron and Polkadot, the cheaper coins, it's more likely you're going to make bigger amounts in a day. So from there to there, you would have had sell order 76, 78, and 80 going through. And then you would have just bought back in the dips for cheaper and cheaper. So if I buy, and this is part of the full-on courses that you folks can purchase. If I buy an item for 75 Rand and I sell it for 80 Rand, I've made 5 Rand profit. I take the 80 Rand, not the 75. I take the 80 Rand and I buy back at 75 Rand price. So in other words, I'm buying more stock as the price drops and I'm making more rands as the price goes up. And if I do that every single day, so it's like the 2-liter Coke. If I buy a 2-liter Coke at 15 Rand and I sell it at 20 Rand, and I sell one a day, in 4 days' time, I can buy 2-liter Cokes. In 8 days' time, I will have 3 2-liter Cokes. In 12 days, I'll have 4 2-liter Cokes because I'm not spending any of my profit. I'm plowing my profits back into my purchases, into new stock because I'm buying the stock cheaper. When you start doing multiple trades, you're keeping your shop open day and night. Cryptocurrency, you can trade 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 or 366 days a year because they never close, they never stop. And the beauty of trading, folks, is if you can't sleep at night or you're bored stiff of scrolling on social media, because lots of people are wasting precious time and money looking at what other people are doing instead of taking their own money and making more money with this. Hopefully, I've covered some of the questions also. If there are any questions, put your hand up and I will give you the floor to ask a question. Or just unmute yourself.
Hi, and everybody.
Hi there.
Hello. Hi. Bro, so what is your advice in terms of trading? Should a person concentrate on trading on one cryptocurrency or two at a time or in a session? Because I'm kind of sometimes I just go maybe trade three, four at a time, but I see it's confusing me and it makes me not to focus.
Yes, that's yeah, it's a good question, and I think you've partly answered it yourself, Ali. Um, this is what happens is we get our, the ADHD world we're living in is we get sidetracked, we start trading different coins, and we actually then miss out on good trades we can be doing. What I normally tell the traders is look which coins are busy, which times of the month, because if if I've got if I've got three trades open, let's say I'm trading USDT, I'm trading Bitcoin, and I'm trading Polkadot. Polkadot starts moving like crazy, but I don't have lots of money in Polkadot. So instead of trading, if I was trading, let's say, with 2,000 Rand, now I'm trading 700 Rand this one, 700 Rand that one, and 600 Rand the other. But I could have made more money if I'd focused on one of those coins and those trades. So we sometimes get tempted. It's like with cryptocurrency trading, it's like having lots of girlfriends or lots of boyfriends. You want to keep one or do you want to have multiple? There's no right or wrong way, except that, you know, um, you can't give attention to them all the time. And that's the downside of it.
So in terms
The
of
one other answer I'm going to give you, if you're trading with 50, 100, 200, 300,000 Rand, and you can be trading 50,000 Rand on each different coin, that's fine because then you've got a big, you can play and you can sit back and watch the trades go through. But that's more of an investor strategy. If you're a day trader or a scalp trader and you're wanting to do regular trades, then splitting your attention might not be the best thing.
in terms of the types of trading, spot and this other one, what is it called?
Margin
Spot
or
and
leverage trading.
yeah, leverage trading. Which one is better to use to trade if you are a starter? You are a starter. You're a beginner.
Starter, always spot trading. I have been trading for 10 years and I'm still doing only spot trading because leverage trading is gambling. It's straight on gambling. So for beginners, definitely trading, spot trading is basically teaching you to have your own shop and buying stock and cheaply and selling it more expensive. And then every now and then you hear the stock is on special. Uh, if you buy 10, you get uh, two free. Those kind of specials. That's exactly what spot trading teaches you. Where leverage trading just says you're gambling with high amounts of money, high risk, high loss, high gain, and I don't even teach leverage trading because it's so risky. You can wipe your whole portfolio out in one trade. With altcoin trader, you can't do leverage trading whatsoever. They don't even present it as an option. Anyone else? While I'm waiting to see if there's anyone else, we traded for a solid year on one coin. Some of you might have heard me tell this story, but I'm just repeating it again. And we just traded it up and down, up and down. We worked out a trading range for that coin, and we were just trading it up and down, up and down. And the average trader made 100% per month on their trades over 12-month period. We sat and asked the traders what they put in. And those that put in 1,000 Rand were sitting at an average of 15,000 Rand over 1 year. Those that were trading with 20,000 sat with minimum of 240 plus thousand over 1 year. And it was just because they were focused on their spot trading, multiple trades going up and down, and they were able to fund a very good lifestyle during that time. So multiple trades, and coming to Ollie's question, trading one, maximum two. Great, folks. I'm going to save this recording, and hopefully you have all gained something tonight again, and I will put the recording out on the group as soon as it's done.